50%. A defended footman against piercing as the effective hit points of a Tauren, so really high. And looks like Grubby going to be going for one archer kill here. Actually, he has to get out of defend to get it, but he does get that one kill and then goes back into defend, so that he knows that this one footman's probably going to die. But you can see xiaOt actually being very professional, not actually letting his hippogriff riders attack, instead just letting his Demon Hunter attack it, and xiaOt now TPing, or using his staff to TP back to his base, and he does now have his mine up and running, so he is now caught up with Grubby in terms of economy, and Grubby actually putting down towers on either side now. Grubby putting a lumber mill here actually. I guess this is why he was doing this unusual build, is because he thought he could just get a block off here sort of and put his towers behind it. I actually quite like this build. It's pretty unusual. xiaOt definitely won't have seen it, because xiaOt will presumably only have watched it sort of some replays to prepare for this, but not sort of the mass that Grubby must watch, and so he probably won't be as prepared for this as he would like. And so some really interesting play here by Grubby, who is now creeping up, trying to get to level 5. He won't get it off this camp, and he is actually going to get creepjacked by looks like. Actually no, xiaOt passing straight by. A bit unfortunate for him. Grubby actually almost saying like, come and attack me, but looks like Grubby decides he does want to get out of there, and looks like so many hippogriff riders now out, and I hope we see attack upgrades on those hippogriff riders, because you just have such tremendous focusing power with them that you can really take down units so quickly. And you can see Grubby actually losing a whole bunch of units there, and getting a banish off there on that Demon Hunter just to slow it down a bit, and more hippogriffs coming in. Obviously with 2 mines it's pretty cheap to, or it's pretty simple to just continue massing archers and hippogriff riders, and hippogriffs, and then just turning them together, and then probably going for an attack at some point. It'd be pretty hard to attack Grubby's main, perhaps slightly easier to attack it'll be hard to attack Grubby's expo, but maybe a bit easier to attack the main. Grubby actually going for an Archmage second. That's insane, because that Archmage is only going to have 220 hit points. It's going to go down so quickly, and Grubby really needs to be careful now. He is going for a rifle build, which is quite interesting. It's going to be quite useful against those hippo riders who only have 383 hit points here, so do go down pretty quickly, especially to towers, and we'll need to be pretty careful about that. And it looks like these xiaOt is trying to pick off single units, but it's Grubby's making it pretty tricky by always running within the range of these towers, and xiaOt is now using his staff TP to get out of here, where Grubby was actually harassing him. By the looks of it, he was actually trying to take out the main. Very tricky play there by Grubby, even though this tree is teching to tier 3, only has 850 hit points, so very interesting play there by Grubby, and Grubby actually using mana siphon, but only, and then when mana burn's used, he only actually had 9 mana, so pretty interesting play here by Grubby. Looks like he will be trying to get out of the situation. No boots though, so he's having to use a lot of banish just to try and get out of here. And looks like we're continuing to see hippo riders from xiaOt. Really nice strategy from him. Really so much respect for xiaOt. He's such a fun player. Grubby looks like he will manage to get out of here. Scroll of Healing being bought. That's such a useful item. I really like that, because obviously it's sort of the effect of healing sort of 300 hit points in regular play, so really interesting play here. And I think that's sort of going to be the type of thing that wins or loses battles. Control of these items, which suddenly become a lot more powerful, or a lot less, or sort of have in sort of working out which units and which items are better in this sort of really changed game. And it looks like xiaOt just managing to pick off those towers so quickly, obviously with all these so many hippo riders, with one attack upgrade now as well, and I assume the 600 range as well, so they do have the range upgrade as well, and it looks like that will be more than enough to decimate Grubby's economy here. And look, Grubby going for one Dragonhawk rider here, banishing it actually, but unfortunately that was after he used the shackles. A very common strategy is to banish your Dragonhawk rider and then use shackles, and obviously then it can't be attacked, and it can just sort of do its damage over time in peace, and stop one hippo rider in its tracks. I think Grubby might be, xiaOt rather, might be quite wise to unload his hippo riders when Grubby gets too many, or when Grubby has some Dragonhawks riders out, because obviously that'll be twice as many things for Grubby to try and attack. The hippo riders can attack the Dragonhawks, and the archers can attack the Dragonhawks as well, and do a whole bunch more damage actually than they can in this form. Whereas obviously if they're attacking air, this is probably the best situation, or if they're attacking ground, I beg your pardon, it's probably the best situation. And it looks like Grubby taking a lot of damage on these riflemen, but actually the Dragonhawk riders as well. But good use of banish, and it means that this sort of the tree sort of line abuse can't really be made the most of. And xiaOt actually taking a lot of damage, losing one hippo rider there. I think he probably should get out of here at this point. These water elementals could be doing a lot of damage, and one Dragonhawk Rider good to go down, and another one coming in. Will he be banished in time? No, he's not banished in time. Maybe Grubby a bit low on mana, maybe. Yeah, he is. And so it looks like xiaOt needing to hide in the back here. Probably should try and get out of here, and maybe do some healing up. And looks like are we still seeing? Yeah, we're not seeing a tech switch here from xiaOt, despite the fact that he went tier 3. I guess we'll see something eventually. But it looks like these Hippo Riders are just so low, and they just can't get out of here at this point. Finally, this Demon Hunter coming in. He's far too late. I think he probably should have come in a long while ago, just to try and distract things and try and keep things going a bit smoother for these Dragonhawk Riders. Unfortunately, nothing really. That Demon Hunter never really appeared, and so these last couple of Dragonhawk Riders will actually have to disappear. Finally, unloading those Dragonhawk Riders as I suggested, but using a heal scroll as well, which is a very wise move because it means you get twice as much healing then. But well, it seems to have been too little too late. Grubby taking to tier 3 now, and still picking up Footman actually. It's quite interesting, as well as his Dragonhawk Riders. And it looks like xiaOt does eventually decide to use his staff to get out of there, and has a second Griffin Aviary, so it looks like he's going to be getting a lot of Dragonhawk Riders here. And once he gets tier 3, he should definitely get that Animal War training upgrade, because you obviously need all the hit points you can get, really. And will we see a tech switch from xiaOt now? We are just seeing an Ancient of Wonders by the looks of it, and so I'm not really sure what the point of tier 3 was. He hasn't even bought an orb at this point. I think he had a... Yeah, he does have a shop down here, so he can buy an orb there, rather than have to wait for this one shop to finish. But I'm not sure what the point of tier 3 was, to be honest. Obviously, you can get that extra Archer upgrade for the Ancient of War, but was that really worth it? I don't know. xiaOt at 52 food, actually 54 food now. It looks like he's just starting to push into upkeep now, whereas Grubby still at 50 food and putting up a workshop now as well. Maybe for sorry, what are they called? Flying machines would be quite nice. Tanks would be quite nice as well. Grubby has a lot of options at this point. Human in general actually has quite a lot of options, as does Elf. And it looks like this one Archer will be taken down by those Dragonhawk Riders, not before doing a whole bunch of damage to one of them. And it looks like Grubby's just going to be going straight for that main. Only 1,000 hit points, and so not actually too hard to take down if it isn't repaired. But I imagine xiaOt will bring out some wisps to try and repair it. And it looks like level 6 now on this Demon Hunter, and that's just going to be so critical, because that Demon Hunter is just going to have such high damage output. Very nice shackles here by Grubby, getting all 4 of the Hippogriff Riders, and that's really why I'm unloading those Hippogriff Riders might have been quite nice. Obviously the shackle wouldn't have lasted as long because they would have had fewer hit points, but at the same time the shackle is going to kill them one way or another. Having the archers dismounted would have meant a whole bunch of extra DPS in that situation. I think that would have been quite a nice move there for xiaOt, but that level 6 Demon Hunter really not good news for Grubby at all. Grubby having to cancel some towers he's been proxy building here. This is something Grubby likes to do a lot when he plays human. He likes to just sort of completely tower up the map, just slowly creep around and just gain map control slowly, and just try and win by attrition almost. Grubby with 1,600 gold banked compared to xiaOt's 160, and actually xiaOt sort of still in upkeep, but very low upkeep. So probably should either be pushing a lot more, cancelling these couple units he's building, and trying to bank a bit more while using his level 6 hero to harass the economy or whatever he wants to do. And very nice timing there by Grubby, immediately getting that banish off. And a mana siphon as well, just sort of around a blind corner as well. Really impressive micro there, and it looks like this one blood mage is still taking a lot of damage though. And the orb now, just such a useful item in this situation, because you can hit every unit once and you'll just see how much damage it does. As you're going to be immediately healing up one of these Dragonhawk Riders, or maybe it was already healing up, but you can just see just how much damage these this sort of one poison orb does, because these things only have 360 hit points, and so even with one armor, that's not really going to have much of an effect. This one Demon Hunter pretty low now. Grubby should probably turn around and try and get the kill. Actually going for more mana siphons, which probably isn't too useful considering how little mana that Demon Hunter has. I can understand it trying to avoid a situation where a level 6 Demon Hunter would use Metamorphosis. But actually Panda's out second for xiaOt, who looks like he was just creeping out this camp, I imagine. Yeah, he just crept out of this camp here. Quite an interesting play there by him. I guess now that he's level 6, he can afford to get a second hero, and xiaOt should probably be pushing quite soon though. And obviously Panda pretty nice second hero, just because he has a whole lot of DPS damage output, and so you can really do a whole bunch of extra damage to these really weakened units. Just such a different game. I mean, for start, random races and then random heroes and 50% handicap for both teams. Just so different. It's just trying to theory craft about it. It's not easy at all. Level 5 now on this Blood Mage. Grubby should really pull it away. And getting a scroll of the beast, actually, that's not too useful in the situation. I'd probably rather have a potion of healing, which would heal the equivalent of like 1,000 hit points. It'd be pretty awesome. But it looks like this Grubby's going to continue massing out these Dragonhawk riders. What's he using his factory for? Not using his factory at all. Oh no, going for some tanks now. Really interesting by Grubby. Obviously, actually, if he gets the Etier upgrade, the barrage upgrade, that'd be pretty nice against all these hippos and hippo riders. And actually, some dots now coming out for xiaOt, and they are level 1 upgraded. He is getting that Master Cyclone upgraded, and he's getting Master Bears. Really ambitious play here by xiaOt, just going sort of for every tech, and really going to try and outplay Grubby, who only has really 5 Dragonhawks and a couple towers sitting around, and really Grubby might be in a bit of trouble here. Grubby continuing to spam towers around, and has looks like he has some ivory towers, and he has 1 peasant. But looks like it's Doom Hunter coming in, getting immediately banished in Mana Burnt, but really should go into Metamorphosis form and then just try and pick a fight. Maybe he's waiting for Master Bears or something. No, Master Bears is finished now. He should really get into this fight, and continuing to get Mana Burns off on that